My name is Thayne Whipple. I was unanimously appointed to the board about a year and a half ago to fill the seat of Steve Fields, who moved out of town and was a wonderful board member. And so I've really worked hard to do my best to serve the community and feel that I've been able to contribute quite a lot in the time that I've been on the board, and would very much like to continue that service. I was thinking about what I'd say in my opening remarks, and over the course of the last year, I've started walking. I try to walk every morning, and one of my regular trails is to go up the Pratt Trail, and especially during the summer, you can look down over the valley, and it's just beautiful to see the Ojai Valley. You can see Upper Ojai and out to the ocean, and I'm reminded what a beautiful place it is here, and how fortunate we are to be part of this wonderful environment. But more important than that, it's the community, and the strength of the community, and how we're just such a wonderful group of people here that seem to work together and struggle through our difficulties and celebrate our victories. And I think part of the responsibility in any of the public offices here in the Valley is to look at the history, to look at the contributions of Edward Libby, all the people who have lived in this valley, and be able to pass this gift on to future generations. And so I have tried to set an example of service. Those of you who know my kids probably know that they've done a lot more than I have. But I'm really happy to try to set that example. And so I think I really do have a duty as part of the board to create and maintain policies that are consistent with these visions, to foster and encourage the excellence that we've seen in our schools over the years, and to always remember that our number one responsibility is to our students, to the kids, and to the future generations, and to let them stand on our shoulders and reach new heights. And I really thank you for being here tonight, and I hope that you'll be able to support me. Thank you. Do we get a bonus if we finish?
Thank you. Unfortunately, I can't carry the time over, but thank you for your comments. Kevin, you're up next.
Yeah. My name is Kevin Ruf. I moved to Ojai about 5 years ago. I have 3 kids, all 3 of whom are in the back of the room here, and 2 of them go to Topa, one in 6th grade and one in 2nd grade, and my wife Asla is here as well. I am very much a product of the public school system. I went to the University of California, Berkeley. I went to a great high school up in Saratoga, California. It's one of the best high schools, I think, in California. I went to the University of Michigan to law school. I think that for generations, the promise of a great public education has always been one of the things that stood the United States apart from other places. It's an interesting combination because so many aspects of American life are very much do-it-yourself, and people make fun of socialism in our country, and yet our public school system is very much a socialist ideal. It's the idea of we are, as a community, going to take our resources and we're going to put them into a pool and we're going to educate all the kids, no matter whether we have children or not. And in the last few years, I don't think I've ever seen so much cynicism towards public education. If any of you guys read any of the blog posts, for example, when there are comments about budgeting in the school district, you'll often see a number of posts that say things like, why don't you people with kids pay for your own damn kids and pay for your own damn education and stop bothering the rest of us who don't have kids in the school system? And so I think that we're facing a real crisis in terms of the public's perception of schools. And the way I got involved in this desire to be on the board, frankly, I learned that our board gets full medical benefits. Not only do they, but their spouses as well as their children, I believe up to the age of 25. And that currently costs our school district about $66,000. At least it's budgeted to cost us that much this year. And I think that we live in an era when just starting with that, it's the kind of thing that makes people cynical. And it's an interesting note that we all saw the very great success of 100 for the schools. But it's interesting to note that people, for the most part, were not willing to contribute to that unless they were assured that every penny went to a school teacher. In other words, not to something else. And so I believe that we're at a moment when we'll need to get buy-in, and I'd like to help achieve that.
Thank you. Bill Ansell, you're next, if you would.
My name is Bill Ansell. I moved to the Ojai Valley 12 years ago by choice. It's just a gorgeous place. And my wife, Donna Ronzoni, and I found it purely by accident. Donna arranged to break her leg up on the Torbo Collies one day while we were out taking a ride. And 6 weeks later, after finding out that the hospital that was in Ventura, we went the wrong direction. We should have turned around. But it was a Sunday afternoon and we were from out of town, and I'm thankful that Broken Leg Productions worked out. We came back here every summer thereafter, lived up on Ladera Road, and as Thayne pointed out, there are vistas around this valley. There's a lot of them, but there are vistas around here that just knock my socks off. And the one we had up on Ladera Road was one of them. It was a 360-degree view, and you look out on it and you say, my God, this is not just pretty. There's something romantic, something wonderful about it that gets under your skin. So after a year's sabbatical, 91, 92, when we had the magic event, I'm sorry, that was later on. 91, 92 was when we were, as I said, on sabbatical. And we were on a travel sabbatical from the University of Pennsylvania. And after being here through the crutches and all that, we looked at each other and thought, why would we go anywhere else? So we stayed up on Ladera Road and used that as our jump-off spot. The problem with the schools, those that exist, I've envisioned myself because I've ended up working mostly at Nordhoff, but throughout the school district as a substitute, because when we first got here, there looked like jobs, but when we moved here 12 years ago, the money was starting to dry up. Well, luckily, Donna was able to get a position, and we made our move based on that. I ended up subbing here, some of you I know as a result of that, and it was just a great ride. I just retired in June, and I'm here tonight because it's a civic thing. I have 50 years experience in education, and I don't want to not use it. So I'm here offering my services. That's timing.
Thank you. And Linda, if you would.
Hi, I'm Linda Taylor. Some of you know me because I was a teacher at Nordhoff for 19 years. My first year teaching there was in 85, 86. I retired from teaching in 2004 and ran for my first term as a school board member, and then was re-elected again. And so I'm actually running for re-election for my third term. So I've been a school board member for 8 years, and of course have seen the declining enrollment and the loss of funds that the district has suffered. And of course it breaks my heart to see this, because we have such an amazing staff. Our classified and our certificated staff, our administrative staffs are so dedicated to our students and really wanting to provide the best education that they can possibly get. So I feel like I want to stick around and, like Bill, do my best. I actually decided when I was 20 that I was going to be a teacher. And I was a student, I was a sophomore at San Diego State, and I got my credentials, started teaching in 1967, and I really have been, was a teacher my entire life. And so education to me is the most important thing that we can do for our society. I don't know if any of you have ever been to India or not, but if you go to a place like India where there's so many people and so many people that don't have very much, education is the most important thing in their lives, and they know, the poorest person knows that getting an education is a ticket out. It helps our society have, the members of our society have upward mobility. We're able to do so much more as a country because we educate the members of our communities, and I just think it's something that's so important. It's something that we can't let fall by the wayside, and hopefully we can convince some of our legislators that they need to fund our educational system in a better way so that we don't have these constant battles with funding that we've been having, and we don't have to tell our teachers and tell our classified staff that we're really sorry, but this year we don't know what's going to happen next year. So here I am, and I'm going to do the best I can do.
Thank you very much.